The 90-90 hip stretch may be the single most effective stretch a golfer can do if he or she has less than an ideal hip rotation during the swing. Sit on the floor with both your front and back legs bent to 90 degrees. The angle in the groin created by both legs should be also 90. Take the hand of the same side of the forward leg and place it on the ground next to your hip with the inside of the arm facing forward. Tip your pelvis forward as though you were a bowl and you were trying to pour the contents out over your belt buckle. Hold this position. Done correctly, you will have increased the curvature of your lumbar spine. Inhale as you bend forward, keeping the curve in your low back bending from the hips. To aid in building the proper stretch position, put pressure into the hand by the hip. As you lower your trunk towards the floor, allow yourself to bend only from the hip, keeping the chest up, shoulders parallel to the floor, and the eyes level with the horizon. The internal and external hip rotators are commonly overlooked in many stretching programs. A golfer cannot afford this oversight, as flexible hip rotators are key to the execution of good golf swing. For external hip rotators, stand with your feet parallel and slightly farther apart than the length of your foot. Turn the foot of your leg you wish to stretch inward, pivoting off the heel as though you were putting out a cigarette. Make sure to keep your pelvis square to the front. Once you have turned your foot inward as far as possible, hold the foot pressed into the ground with the knee just slightly unloaded but still stiff. Turn your pelvis to the opposite direction of the foot movement without allowing any movement of the inwardly rotated foot. For internal hip rotator, to stretch the inward rotator of the leg, the process is much the same as the external, except now you're going to rotate the foot outward, pivoting off the heel. Rotate the leg forward as far as possible, keeping the hips square up to the front. Then hold the leg still and rotate the pelvis inward, opposite the movement of the foot. Stand with your feet parallel and close together. Keep your legs straight and stick your buttocks out until you have an arc in your low back. As you bend forward from the hips, do not let your low back begin to round. Try to imagine that you are a waiter at a classy restaurant serving expensive wine. Bend forward from the hips until you feel a comfortable stretch on your glute and hamstrings. The stretch may be felt behind the knees or below the buttocks depending on where you are tight. Hold the stretch position for 20 seconds. Relax and come to an upright position. Repeat 3 to 4 times.